Okay, hi everybody. We're going to get started. I'm just very simply going to introduce Pablo Sequeiro, who will provide a proper introduction to tonight's speaker, Javier Peña. But I also wanted to mention that Javier's book is for sale tonight. It can be purchased over here at that table at any time. We decided that it can happen even during the lecture because they will only make one small beep when there's a purchase. It might be kind of nice if you hear beeps happening while you're talking. Yeah, something is going well. We're very excited to have Javier here. I'll turn it over to Pablo, who will share a bit more about our speaker and as well as the format of tonight's event, which you might notice is in a slightly different physical setup and orientation. So thank you all for being here. Pablo.
Thank you. Welcome everybody. Welcome, Javier. Thanks for joining us. Welcome to all the students and faculty. So I'm gonna, like Kyle said, introduce what's gonna happen tonight, the format, and how this event came to fruition. So maybe I'll start there. As I'm Pablo Sequeiro. I'm a visiting critic here in Syracuse University, and with my practice, Salazar Sequeiro Medina, we participated last summer in Concéntrico Festival, which I'll speak a bit about it in a second. And we designed an installation called Monumental Splash, which transformed a fountain into a kind of platform for citizenship and for collectivity. And that's where precisely Javier, together with Nick Axel, presented the book that we're going to hear about today, Concéntrico, 10 Years of Urban Innovation Laboratory. So during that event, the idea came up, like, why don't we bring this kind of book launch event to Syracuse University? And I'm very happy that the school supported this event. So thank you so much for having Javier here today. And I'm sure you're all going to enjoy the talk. To say a little bit about Concéntrico Festival, for those of you who don't know, and for the students as well, is a festival that has lived for 11 years in Logroño, Spain. It's a small city that is primarily known for the wine production, but also increasingly for Concéntrico Festival, which just kind of shows the power of small-scale architectures to transform as a kind of catalyst to transform public activation of the city. So it really kind of brings the city to the fore and to the center of the debate. And I think that's really kind of something that is unique and fantastic about Concéntrico Festival. Concéntrico is directed and was founded by Javier Peña Ibáñez, who is our speaker today. We're joined by him. We're very lucky to have him here in one of his stops in this kind of world book tour that you're doing. And Javier is doing really this incredible effort with a very small team, and I've seen that with my own eyes, to put this festival together within 2 weeks that fully transforms a city throughout kind of 15 installations every year, right? So in these 10 years of life, they've done more than 150 different installations. Together with being director of Concéntrico Festival, Javier has also kind of expanded the field of his dedication to ephemeral and small-scale architectures in different cities. So he's also now the design director, the artistic director of TAG Festival, another kind of small-scale ephemeral architecture festival that is increasingly popular. It's also in Spain at the moment, but who knows, maybe it becomes international. And then recently also he was appointed the curator and artistic director of
something like that.
Design Doha Biennial, which you'll be seeing a lot about their proposals very soon. So I'm going to speak about the format of tonight's event a little bit, just so that we have a kind of overview. Javier will present the book dedicated to the 10 years of Concéntrico, after which we will be joined, we're very lucky to be joined by faculty that are invested in this kind of small-scale architecture, feasts, celebrations in the city. The debate will be moderated by Professor Edgar Rodriguez, and we'll have a kind of collective discussion with Greg Corso, Rosita Palladino, Magdalena Valdebenito, and myself with Javier. After, of course, everybody's invited to participate again. Just hold the mic and ask a question. So without further ado, I'm going to pass it on to Javier, and please join me in welcoming him tonight.
No, don't. I have mine. have to put it here. Yeah. So thank you, Pablo. Thank you, Edgar. Thank you, Kyle. It was really nice to be here. It's like it's my last stop here in the US. So I'm really happy because at the end, coming back to universities, it's the real sense of many of the things we do in the festival. Always thinking in what's the next, and you as the students, I was with them in your classroom some hours ago. It's the people who had to explain or who had to decide what's the next in our world and in our situation. So it's really nice for me to be here tonight and enjoy this talk after with this other guest. I'm really happy of seeing you here because at the end this tour was something we thought in 2 years ago when we were doing the book. We asked for grants for the Spanish Ministry of Culture to pay this thing because it's at the end it's really expensive to do a book. It's, and something we explore during these 2 years. And from the beginning was not only publishing the book, was doing this kind of tours or presentation. It's not about selling the book. It's more about doing these connections, new connections with people and think what's the next. Because at the end, after the 10 editions we celebrated last year, we are exploring how to go on, what's the new things coming between the people and cities, and this kind of talks and discussion with the people is really helpful for us because we can go on and think what's coming for the future and for the next years. So, as maybe some of them you know, but others you don't know what is Concéntrico. I'm going to show you first a video of the last edition. This is the only edition which is not on the book. So it's the real thing we can see on the screen, and you can see how the projects and the installations are it's engaging the people in the city. So I hope it works. Yeah, perfect. I need the micro now. It's a performance. Yeah, because the music is I put on. It's not. So, yeah, I back to you. So, this is something we wanted to show at the beginning because some of the projects you are going to see are like quite not only a photo. And as you can see, many of the experience you see are something about putting people together and doing this kind of connections in between. As you see as in the video, there are many people sitting around, talking, sharing ideas, and this is something really important for us. And of course, not only thinking about what's the next, it's about what's our connection with the place where are we living. So this photo is from the first edition in 2015. This idea of making people imagine how can they live better in the places where they live. It's something coming from the beginning of the festival. I'm architect, I studied in Madrid. From the beginning, I wanted to reconnect in some way the people and the places where they live. And I thought that architecture and design could be the real good tools for that. At the end, there are many cultural things around photography, painting, music, but the way we connect, it's the way the places are done and the places are made for the people. So coming from there, I went to the mayor in 2015 and I said, well, not 2015, in reality it was in 2013. I went to the mayor and said, we need to do something like that because we need to display things on public spaces, in real streets, in real plazas, in real rivers, to think about those places and think with the people. And from that moment, what we build, not only the people who are doing the festival, this small team, as Pedro said, not only us, it's a real conversation with the people. And it's coming from us to them, but from them to us. So what you are going to see today is the result of those 150 projects, but more all the ideas coming from the people when they use the things, when they are part of this experience. The video you saw, it was all those things you saw in the video, all those experience was only done during 7 days. So you can imagine how intense is the life in the city and how it changed the way to use it. So from this photo, it's the photo that opens the book for us, really important. This kind of seeing through a whole, how the reality changed is something sometimes unexpected for the people who are being part of the festival. Here at the beginning, I wanted to show some pictures of the different editions, how behind the real and nice things, there are many things around the construction and many times all those process and the city, of course. This is the main city, the main street of the city of Logroño. It's a small city in the north of Spain. It's the capital of La Rioja. So, and I was born there. So maybe at the beginning it was not important, that thing, but after the years we realized that understand the city take us new decisions with each team invited. As Pablo knows, many of the times when we invite someone, we say to them, all the cities are viable to work with. So you can decide what's the place. It's not like other festivals that they send to you a PDF with like this is the place, this is the location, this is the car yard. Here you can do this, but not this, but this. So this kind of freedom is what we want to explore with them, because at the end, we are learning from them and from the ways they are thinking in new connections with the people and the city. So maybe this was not expected at the beginning, but doing the festival in the city where I was born is a real good opportunity to go further, go deeper in the topics, in the themes we are trying to offer to the people. Because at the end, after the years, we are moving through the city in many different ways. So this is the main street of the city center. It's named Portales. And all the things starting here in some way, because this street was a kind of border in between two areas of the city. At the beginning, in many Spanish cities in the 90s, people left the city center because they wanted to live in the surroundings, because they wanted to go by car to home, and this area is for pedestrians, so it's not so easy for them to do that. So in some way, this is a real thing in many other cities, not only in Logroño, that there are some borders that maybe are not zone for the people, but are mental in many ways. So in the beginning of the festival, we try to broke this border to make people go to the other area, to reconnecting and think about the interest of that area that is really important for the city. So this I have here, yeah. This is Portales Street. You can see here. So this mental or issue or whatever, it was happening here in between Portales Street and the Ebro River that is here. Okay, so in the beginning it was really nice when the festival it's repeating each year. So there were people that said to us that they were not coming back to that area since the year before. So imagine what the meaning of that. What's the power of architecture or design to develop new meanings about the city where the people are living in. So it's really important. So from there, we expand the festival, we amplify, selecting new places, new locations, not only in the city center, that this area, as you can see, all the spots with numbers are like in different areas of the city, and each year we try to identify new areas to work with and to think about. So in those photos, you see many activities, many actions happening around the installations, the projects, how people engage with the city in different ways, with chairs, with new designs coming, with the power of the students of different schools, because we try to add other institutions of the city to the project, to add other strategies to work with. And here, at the end, in many situations, you will see people enjoying that. Sometimes it's not happening. You are not living in the city, no? And this kind of idea of being happy again in the public spaces is something for us important. And some people, when they are leaving the festival during those days, they say, it's like making us reading a book, no? When you are forgetting all the things around your life, maybe you are not happy with them, and you imagine other futures or other worlds around you. This is something happening some way during Concéntrico. It's like an utopia, and for us, it's make us. It's a feeling that sometimes it's not possible to be explained because you have to go and explore by yourself. So this is for you an invitation to come. So as you can see, there are many ways to talk and to connect and to explore and to think and to move through the city and to move without rules, because at the end we have so many rules about how can we use this place, how can we design this other place, and we try to take risks. I was in your classroom, and I think that if you are not doing that, who is going to do? I think our politicians are not doing that. So you have the power to change many things, and I feel that it's important to think from this point of view. And cities are the place to do that, because at the end, in cities, the client, it's everybody. And it's difficult to work with everybody and to make a real connection when there is not a clear client. You imagine, no? The clients are difficult, I said that. But maybe it's more difficult when everybody is a client, no? And how you can connect with them. So all these ideas are around the festival, but the book. This is the list of many of the participants of the festival from 2015. It's year per year, and in the second one, it's the rest of all the projects we've done, more than 160 projects during these 10 editions, and the 11 is not on the book. So yeah, but we are now more than 180 or something like that, because we do 20 projects each year. So from there, we decided to stop a bit, because we are always imagining this project, this festival is done in 1 year, but some of the projects are being, for example, with you, no? we were talking not from one year to the other. We are trying to identify who can be part of the festival to make for us easy, no, the work. So we decided to stop a bit and to take care of this, all these crazy things we did. And we invited Nick Axel. He's the editor of eFlags. You know, it is from New York. The publisher Par Books to do it together and to think about that, of course, from our point of view, but with someone who is looking it from outside that help us to understand better what we are doing. So this book, of course, is something important for us, not only because putting all in a paper, no, it's more about the exploration we did through the different themes, topics, categories we have in the book. There are 7 topics, 7 ideas. Of course, all are connected in between in some way, so it's not like a box. You can put this here and this and other things here and not move ones to the others. But in some way, there are some connections in between. And maybe the first chapter, identity and fiction, it's the main one. Identity and fiction, this idea of being part of a place, being part of a city, or have an identity to a place or a connection, of course, with your family, with your friends, with the people who are around you. It's important for our lives. It's something that makes us a connection, a relation with the people. But nowadays, and more in the cities, there is a balance in between what is identity, but what is fiction in some way. No? There are so many rituals in the cities, so many ways to identify things in cities. And this is something, I think, go through all the projects in some way. And in this first chapter, we opened the book with an important project for us that it's working in the central park of the city. It's the name of the park is Paseo del Espolón. It's a central park where Pablo did their pool this year, but we did many other things there. Why we want to go to this kind of places, real central places? It's because many people have something to say or to understand from there. All the people had an experience from there. So this is something important to connect with everybody. This is not a Biennale that is for professionals or like research not connected with the people. So for that, you have to go to real places where people has an idea of them. No? Maybe they like, they don't like, but you can make with them a conversation. So here we have one element, it's monument to Espartero. Espartero is a general, like many others. Maybe you have here some other generals in your city. So it's a big general above a horse. It's a standard statue you can find in many cities. And this is a relevant monument for the city. And as you can say, many people in the 70s, when they arrived to the city, they take a photo behind the statue, doing a link in some way in this identity of a place. No? Maybe you can think, what's the place for you in the cities you visit, where you take a photo and you send to your parents or you publish on your media or whatever. And this is something important because explain many things about the place you are visiting and the way you are connecting with it. So this is from the 70s, this photo, but we did things like this. This is the horse named Troy. It was the name of the project by Iza Rutkowska. She is a designer from Poland. And she wanted to add this new layer in some way to the horse. This was, for so many people, could be a toy, no? Making a connection with their children when they were playing with a wooden horse at home, this kind of element, making it bigger to jump on it or not. How can you use that? No? And here you have the answer. This toy, this Troy, whatever, you can name it, it's not only a place where you can sit, it's a place where you can fight a bit against Espartero. At the end, the monument Espartero, it's only a man, only one, it's individual, and this is a way to build a collective or share monument in some way. No, this kind of people, it's a real family, sit all together, making like a connection. It's a visual connection, but they have many things around. You can imagine for so many people, and because of that, this project is open in the book, because this is a way we want to work in many of the projects. Are related, of course, to the city, to Logroño, but they have many meanings for many people as you. You can understand this because you have similar things in your city or in your country. So this horse was important because you can't go up alone. You need to have the help of someone to help you to go up to the horse. So this is something important, not to build individual monuments in our cities. And Iza not only made it in Logroño, after Logroño, she moved the horse, as you can see here, in France. She went to Milan, to other Esparteros in the world. You can imagine there are many, you can think in some of them. And at the end, it's the element is not only an installation, it's a way to think about these kind of things, these kind of connections with people. This was in the National Design School of France. So it's a tool to make a new methodology to understand what kind of influence makes that kind of things in our city. So because of that, when I was in your classroom, I was saying that all the things you are doing, you have to question yourself, what's the meaning of that? Because at the end, all has a meaning. Maybe for you not, but for others, yes. So this is something important to understand from there. That was the horse, but we did many other things in that statue, because at the end, it's as I was saying, it's a central spot for the city, and we wanted to connect in some way. Here you see, it's like a caption of a photo. It was a public monument by Willingham, and you will see, you will understand better here. If you saw before the horse around with the toy, we go further. This was something, this explains the process open with the city. Of course, at the beginning, we had the Troy horse, like the first step for that. And 5 years later, we did this. Because at the end, it's kind of process with the people. It's a learning together about, if you take my hand, I can go further. But if not, maybe we can stop. So this is the real aspect of the project, that maybe we can do some things now that at the beginning was impossible, but this is part of life, when you are exploring things, and you go further. So we made people not only touch or jump on the horse, this Troy, we move the people inside the fountain, touch this fiction, this fake house, this idea of, he named, Willingham is really nice because he named this as the Espartero home, as you can see here. I can put the video first.
My name is Willem de Haan, and I spent some days here in Logroño to build the extra structure on top of the Espartero monument. This extra structure is a house, a modest house, which shows the human scale compared to the very large scale of the monument itself. And I think it depicts also how much space this monument is taking up within the city. I hope the work activates a play between the private and the public. Of course, it's a public monument, but it's dedicated to Espartero, just one person that's taking in so much space in the city, which also could be arguments to call something like this a private space. So adding the little house onto the monument was a way to play with these ideas of public and private and what we expect from public space. I first added a bridge to the monument, so it's accessible to public for the first time. People can now enter the fountain, but at the same time, the house, of course, depicts a very private space. So the monument with this installation has become both more private and more public at the same time, hopefully questioning what we want from our public space on squares and parks like this.
It's clear, no? So this is something important for us, this kind of projects, because at the end make questions to the people, no? It's like, what's happening with that? But maybe the answer, it's done by yourself. It's not an answer clear. So from this park, we did another project really relevant for us in this kind of adding a new layer to a real place. We have this construction in the 50s. It was like the new and really modern new kiosk for the city. It was like it was a really event for the city. Imagine, no? It was destroyed, the ancient kiosk in that park, and they built this concrete, like a new technology in the city, like a really central place to make concerts, conferences, whatever. But of course, nowadays it's not new. It's like part of the past. So how can we add new meanings, new layers to those places to make a new connection with the new generation of people that maybe they want to use the city in different ways? So we did this installation by Nathalie Crasset. She's a French designer, and as you can see here, she played with the Concha del Espolón. It's the name of the kiosk. It's because of the shape. She had this new element. This element is not inside the stage. It's building a new environment for it. So this is really nice because create new connections around it, make new ways to explain to the people, and it is something really clear, no, for us. How can we create this new idea of fiction around the existing elements in a city? Because at the end, there are many existing elements that we have to renew in some way, but it's not about destroying or putting something a head around or a cap. No, it's making a new way to go close to it, cross the borders in a new way, and make possible new ways to stay around those things, so those places. In many of the projects, maybe you can use this kind of strategy. Here, many other projects of as this one around the horseshoe, or this strawberry by Oana Stanescu, this fiction of building this kind of pavilion that you can go in, but you are out. So it's like discovering a strawberry when you are putting out, you know, the leaves of a plant, and you discover this strawberry in the hidden courtyard of the city. So it was really nice how Oana explored this kind of fiction for the city. Of course, this fountain, if you see in detail, the fountain is not a real fountain. You see, here a monkey or a dolphin or an elephant. It's coming from the pool. You can use that thing in your project. I'm giving you many tips for you, so, because at the end, un parell d'arquitectes from Olot, they wanted to add this fantasy world to a real city, but in some way, if you look from outside, you don't identify those elements. This kind of fiction, no? It's a real goal one where you can go and take the water and be part of this playful environment. Of course, these temporary things are as not so strange for the people, because at the end, many parts of the story of a city, in this case Logroño, has many temporary things that we don't name them as temporary. We name, for example, this is the Arch of San Bernabé. It's the big festivity of the city, and they build this arch, each year. But how you name this arch? You name temporary one, or you name arch? Why we name things as these installations temporary if they take the time they need and they has the sense for that moment? So in some way, the connection in between all those installations and the people is real because it's connected with some memories they have around. This temporary art, let's call it like that. This art was not only done with this shape, it was changed with 4 legs, and of course they move from one point to the other. They install again each year. Here, for example, in front of the ancient town hall, and they built. And what we want to explore is not only with this kind of past thinking from these ideas from the past, adding this kind of contemporary practice as Bring the Looks by Plastic Fantastic he did around the tower of the ancient town hall of the city, because these kind of inflatable things help us to go further in some of the ideas and explore this connection with a big audience in some way. These inflatable things are not only connected with the heritage of the city, are done too in this kind of buildings. This is the new railway station of Logroño. We did this huge balloon, black balloon, inside a hole. This was a real easy project in some way because it's only one piece, but makes for the people sense of the complexity of the building. This is the park above the building, but this is under the park. As you can see, there are 4 levels in the building. The rails are under the ground. The 2 entrances for the 2 stations, and this huge balloon floating in some way. No, this was something really important for this building because they were like opening the building. It was like a celebration because it was like a project done through 20 years or something like that. So at the end, we add this balloon, and many people understood that it was the final touch of the building. And when we put out, it was like, was not there forever? Like, no. But you move around, we make people move to touch from the garden, but go down and see from there and understand better what's the complexity of this kind of buildings. You see here, no, from another point of view. Of course, many other projects around of this kind of fiction and identity. There are many around. The next chapter is really related with that. It's named Heritage and Symbolism. In this first chapter, maybe we are thinking more in this kind of small things that make an identity to a city. This monument, like a horse or whatever. But in this chapter, we are thinking more in this idea of heritage, like the church, the cathedrals, the ancient wall, that many of them are only done for tourists nowadays. No? It's like, what's the real connection with the people who are living with those buildings? Because of that, we named this chapter Heritage and Symbolism, because we are trying to add new symbolism, we need new meanings to those buildings that sometimes are only done to take a photo and nothing more. So from this point of view, I'm going faster, no? Because here you can see this, La Redonda is the Cathedral of Logroño, and this is the section, and you can see how big is it, no? Like the tower. The entrance is really hard, it's permanent. No? And we see here this thing, you will understand in the next here. This was done, this dome, it was done by Matteo Guidoni and Enrico Dusi. This totally makes sense for us because the size of the dome was exactly the same of the entrance of the building. So it was a way to realize the scale of the building and take care of that, because sometimes you see like, oh, it's huge, but by. No, you are not interacting with it. So this clear is the message. Here you see something made with stone. It's heavy. It's permanent. No, it's like no, has so many meanings for many people. And this is like a flexible, fluid, fabric dome, no, in some way like a real one with a big balloon inside. It moves a lot, maybe sometimes a lot, too much a lot. But it was really nice how we can connect again, you know, this connection with the size of a building that sometimes is not so easy to identify. Of course, we are not only talking about this kind of heritage that is coming from the past. The new heritage, as for example, the new town hall of the city by Rafael Moneo, it's a real heritage, it's a modern one. So this project is the cover of the book. It's done by Lanz Atelier from Mexico. They built these 3 new circles for this square. And in the photo, this is the model of the building. It's a real masterpiece by Rafael Moneo. He built the project with these 2 triangles, making a real whole plaza around them. It's the hugest plaza in Logroño because we do there like the big concerts and everything, all the celebration there. So, but it's empty all the days because for you to understand how it works, the entrance of the building is here. So all the people is moving like that. No, it's like fluid movements around, but it's not real, it's not clear what's the direction to arrive to the entrance. The project by Lanz Atelier was really clever because they built 3 circles to make people walk closer again. No? Here was the lines built by them to move them, walk closer to the entrance, and maybe see again to someone, to your people around, no? And talk a bit. But not only to walk, it was done. You can see here how they designed to do this huge bench where you can sit, you can talk, as we are doing here. This idea of being in a circle, like today, no? Being in the same distance to the others, in the same democratic way, no? To have take of the others. No? This is important how we design the public spaces to make a new connection in between people, but of course to do a balance between our private world in the public scene. And it's really important to balance many of the problems we have sometimes. This is coming from many other projects, as this one, talking about the ancient wall of the city. It was done not only by them, with Moto. They did this stage to do concerts, no? To redesign the limit, no? The border of the wall. But of course, this another project by Palma and Angar, they work with the heritage of something disappeared, as you are doing in your classroom too. You see here, this is the tower, the chimney of the ancient tobacco factory of the city. It's built with bricks, as you can see. No? So they decided to build a new pavilion done with bricks. It was a really good example of architecture, no? Like the rooms, one it's and the other, no? Coming through this small corridor in the center, but not only about architecture, it's about the poetic of it. No? This kind of filter for the light, the sound of when you are going through. As you can see, the floor was done with broken bricks, so the feeling, the atmosphere changed a lot when you are walking, and this noise, it was like something really special for the place. Well, there are many videos, but you can see on the website because there are many things. So the third chapter is talking about temporary but social. This idea of being temporary or being ephemeral, why it's not connected with the social things? Why it's not connected with social problems many cities has, many communities, as you can see in your neighborhoods has. So how can we connect again with this kind of structures? So this is something really nice for us, not this kind of connection in between an element, build together something, it's important to engage people in the area they're living. So this project, for example, by Tools for Action, it was really clear for that. We give each one the power of a button to put on or off a light. So it was incredible how people identify that as the real power, but it was only something really unexpected for us. No? So there were 70 people walking around the city, exploring the city, but not only the monuments, occupied the places everywhere. So yeah, at the end, you can work, when you work together as a collective, no? The power you have is real, and it's bigger than you as an individual. And these kind of projects make us the connection, this kind of lantern with a bench around, but maybe this project where we discovered this informal parking plot, you can see here in a really problematic area of the city where we display this thing. Maybe the most important thing is not the design of the project by 44 Flavors. This is the most important photo for me. It's like cleaning the place, no? Putting a bit of money there. No? Maybe the result was not so important for us, but it was a real project where we identify a place where people never go because it was not existing, and we create in some way a skate park where people can join, young people can mix there and be part of the place. Of course, there are other kind of temporary things as this traditional market. It's a market of peppers. It's mountains of peppers, and when you buy them, they disappear. It's so temporary as the quickly you are to buy them. And in that place, is San Bartolome Square, we did many things. We wanted to show some of the examples. This one, by far, it's a place to lay down, to stay, to relax, to go with your bike. And at the end, there are no rules in many of the projects, so you can imagine by yourself what to do there. Or this one, by Picado de Blas, a huge table to display, to engage, to go with us today, no, to go there and lunch with your friends without rules, but maybe to paint on the table too. There, the way people use is the way people identify the place. Or this kind of pavilions where we do talks and engage with other communities. Or this library, really important for us because they identify a small elevator, not in use, to build this small library just behind the design of the School of Design. So there are many ways to work in this with this social impact. No? I was telling you in the classroom about this project by Pio Benefabi. They built this huge, it was an auditorium to see the city from the surroundings. And the next year, the Pool School and Dallas team, they decided to do a list of the materials they use to show to the people how we reuse many of the times the projects we are doing. But sometimes we are not showing how we do. Maybe we put in the back of the project or I don't know. But they wanted to list all the pieces you see, the circles, the triangles, everything, it's here, it's real. They don't worry, they were really hard with me, because 1 month before the festival start, we didn't find half of the pieces. So we were like, oh my God. They have all the design done, and what can we do? We can repeat the pieces or whatever, but they don't want. They only want the real pieces. We discovered where they were, so they were hidden. So it was easy for us to build this fish. They named it Logroño. It's like a fish you find in the Ebro River. It's like a monster, but a fish. So it's you can, and it was a place where people go there, and they did many talks, many ways to identify methodologies to go again to the river and to reconnect with the people. The fourth is connected with this one. It's this name, collective and cooperative, because take care of these associations or these entities which are part of the common life, daily life of a city, like schools, social association, and we try to involve them in the process of the projects. So here you can see by Recetas Urbanas, they did this project named the Rebellion of Crazy Army. Here, the most important thing of the project is this one. This is the school you see here. This is the school. They wanted to, I don't know if they wanted to go in or go out, but they wanted to build new lines to arrive to the school, because the school is like in a small hill, and the border is like a hard fence. It's not related with that. So this was coming from the students. It's a secondary school of Logroño, and they built by themselves with Santiago Cirujeda, as you can see here. They work a lot in the process, many people around, and they built it like this corridor. You see there, it's coming to the fence, directly to there. I don't know for what, you can see here. They opened the fence and they went out. No? They wanted to reconnect in some way with the neighborhood where they are taking part. At the end, schools, this kind of college are important to build community around them, to build or to broke in some way many of the borders we built in between communities. So this was important for them too. So they are proud of the school, they are students, and they wanted to show to the people, and really nice how they did the last day a concert to show it to the different people. There are another video, but no. More of these kind of projects, building yourself, your furniture, coming to the festival and being part of it as a system, and after that, taking it to your home. It's being part of what's private, what's public, and go on. This is something similar. These 3 towers that maybe you can identify as a totem or whatever. It was divided in the last day, and we built 27 benches that now are in different, I don't know if they like or not, but they are part of this story, no? This kind of connection. When the festival ends, we don't know, because at the end, it's going on in the people's lives. I don't know if, I hope she has, because this was from the 4th edition. So I don't know, maybe we can visit. In this way, we did this 100 of chairs by Izaskun Chinchilla. It was a huge survey through the city during 1 year to decide what kind of chair you want to sit and where. The most important thing, because the chairs were not fixed to the ground. So you can take, of course, you can design your chair, and after that, take the chair, it was displayed here in the town hall, but take and move and talk and move again. No? Maybe it's like the play of the chairs. No? You can take your chair and move with it and do the group you want. No? This kind of ways to think about that. Of course, we reuse fabrics from the past to do new bags. Of this project by Darian, exploring a collective process to decide how the city can go on as a participatory place to build something, or this kind of projects in many other schools to decide what the kids want for their courtyard in the patio or the plaza, as you can see here. And this one, these drawings are coming from a competition we did through all the schools of La Rioja. We take more than 1,000 drawings because we wanted to identify how they understand the landscape where they are living. And they need to draw only one element with 1 or 2 or 3 colors, but not more. And this was the winning ones, as you see, no? They put the name, the school, and the names are really nice. Nube con lluvia, it's like cloud and rainy. No, it's a star red. It's really nice. What's behind all the names is really crazy. All the winnings, as you will see what we did with them, but we did a huge exhibition of many of them, and the names were crazy. Like I say, wow, maybe this kid has problems, but maybe this one not. So there are many things about this kind of connection. So what we did with this, you can imagine for a second. We built a new landscape with them. So in this part of the city connected with the region, because it's the wine plants, no, where all the region is something like that, no? Wine everywhere, plant and to drink too. So these in two situations. And here we build this landscape of elements that coming from the landscape, coming from the schools, going to the landscape, and coming back to the schools. You can see here the elements back to the schools where the students were taking part. So yeah, it's the complete process of the project. It's here clear. In the third chapter, we are talking about urban ecologies. It's something important nowadays. You see how is our world, and we identify around 10 strategies to work with, from, of course, mobility to climate change, many things around. You will see. Here is the wooden deck over the cars by Benedetto Bufalino. It's a joke, or it's a place to stay, or it's a place, you can put the words you want to that project, because at the end, he wanted to change the way we see the cars. The cars are like, for many people, are the way they show their money. No? Like, I'm a rich man, I have this car. You put the name of the brand, you can understand what I'm telling about. No? It's the most individual thing you can show to others. Maybe there are others, but this is the huge way to show the power you have. So he wanted to put this deck over the cars to make a new connection with those cars, to make a place to chill, to play with it, to be there, to empower the people above those cars. But not only this kind of idea of mobility. We did this project with Make It Rain. They are a really good team from Brussels, and they built this small tent with bricks where you have to rain the bricks to change the environment, to refresh, as you see in the graphic. It works a lot. You put water from the tank, you refresh the bricks, and because of the holes they have and how the water is filtered through them, the temperature changed a lot, the atmosphere changed a lot. It was really clear for us to understand that this kind of vernacular solutions are really helpful for us. Here you can see it's really good for us, because this temporary thing make us now do a new competition for a permanent thing for this. The director of the museum said to us, we want something forever. So in 2 months, we are going to publish the competition for that. Of course, make great, again, a city, plants, see the river with a new perspective with this one. It was really nice project by Sami Rintala, only this small box, like where you can see the river, you can discover again, be close to the river. Sometimes you see the river from the bridge, but you can't touch, or you can't be close to it. And it was important to connect again with the nature around the city. This kind of small elements to rescale, or this one by Cosmos. There are many ways to think in this kind of ecologies, as this one too, this small place to make shadow, or this big tree lay down in the central street of the city, or this element by TAC, again in this winery area. The 6 and the 7, the last one, are connected in some way, because it's playable city and make domestic our cities. So in playable cities, what we try is to show all the projects. We try to change the rules as we use the city, and maybe through the play is the way, through sports is the way we connect with more and more people, because this is really funny for many people. We did with this bench that moves, you can jump on it. This was one of the biggest risks we did because you can jump, or maybe die. So it was really nice how people were there using it, going up, going down, going round. Well, you can't imagine all the ways people imagine to use those kinds. Or this basketball jar where you don't know how to win the match because there are no rules, there are so many places to win. Or this tennis jar too by Mark Morrow. It was really nice for us to identify these new lines connected with the Rafael Moreno building by Estudio Sidiana. After this project done in Plaza San Bartolomé, we moved those elements to the patio of one of the schools too, and this was really nice how the teachers did a methodology for the kids and to identify that. This was crazy. Wow, this was crazy for us because it was 70 yoga balloons there. You can imagine, you can throw or you can. At the beginning, the studio, May Studio, thought that it was a place to be relaxed. Never. The relax there was impossible because people were like coming crazy with those balloons through to the other. At the end, we had to put some rules because to finish the festival. Of course, drawing as an strategy. This was the kiosk. Destroyed to build this Concha del Espolón. This was really nice, this project, because we opened a competition named Celebrate in Cities. How can we celebrate in cities? We had these kind of places in the past, this kind of kiosk, but how can we celebrate nowadays? What do you need? No? Maybe I'm old, but you, who is the way to be part of a public space now? No? So this team from France, they identify, we did this in the same place of the Concha, because we wanted to think about what's the new kiosk of today. No? So they built this thing. It's named Palo de Mayo. They identify that in this grid of trees, in the middle was one hole without tree. So they built this Palo de Mayo. It was a place to connect your mobile phone, to plug your Spotify or your music, and put your music and dance and take your photos and take your TikToks. And it was crazy. People doing choreographies there, dancing around. It was a way to, because why a kiosk needs to have a stage? Maybe the stage is the ground and you only can go around it. No, this kind of make playable or these kind of things, of course, different strategies to jump, as this one by Ser Ricciardi in front of the cathedral, no? These huge things that makes many people together. And the last, this idea of connection in between what is private, what is public, and put some of the scales we have in our homes outdoors. We did projects like this one, like thinking in how is our home, how we live around it, or this kind of tables, huge tables. This blue one as a fluid one moving through the street. We cut the road to build this table, or this one around the wine plants. You see here, it was really nice how you can go there and dinner. We did one night, it was amazing, be there, seeing everything 2 meters above that thing, or others, like this one, or other tables, to celebrate, to share in public spaces, or connect, with how we sit on the cities. These benches coming from the columns of the city hall, or these kind of systems connected with the library. After that was part of the library, this one of elements that make people play with them. So all of this is part of this book, this conversation. I'm finishing. So thanks, and let's talk.
Thank you so much, Javier. It's really exciting to see the collection of projects, the 160 plus projects that have been built over the course of 10 years of organizing this festival. And the first thing that comes to my mind is, well, first, what is the kind of ambition, right, in continuing this project? And then what have you learned from the 10 years that are maybe setting a direction, a particular direction forward, right? Like how one can take this book, or you as the organizer, and then what have you learned after organizing this for 10 years?
At the end, one of the things I learned, it was related about time. Because sometimes you don't have it to organize something in the proper way you need. And time is a real strategy for many things. Because when you have time, you can offer to the people real things, not taking care of you have to finish or you have to solve something. It's not needed. When you are not expecting nothing, is the real thing to take the real answers for the things. So the strategy of time was really important from the beginning because we repeat the festival each year, and it's something that is growing with the people. It's part of the memory of the people. And we are offering a new way to think about their environment, the way they connect with the communities they have close to. So, of course, our cities are totally different nowadays than the beginning of the festival in 2015. For example, in the conversation, it's the book is open with a conversation in between Nick and me, and we discovered, talking in that in that moment, you can identify more than 4 or 5 majors from around the world that they were the real power people in that moment. You can imagine who was there, no? Like many of them were. It was this kind of local power was the real one. You can imagine now where is the real power. I think it's not in the local things. It's not connected with the people. So that makes a lot of change, you know, this kind of situation. So time for us, it was a strategy, repeating each year and doing it in an intense way. And of course, after the 10 editions, we try to move forward to identify new challenges, new ways to work with. Because of that, we are trying to do the festival, but add other formats to the project to imagine other ways to work. Because of that, we did a competition for the first permanent climate island. We did last year, one of the shortlisted was from Houston here. So yeah, it was really nice, this process, because we opened a really good discussion with many people about something that it's happening in everywhere. So this is something new that we are going to build in 2026 to be opening, I don't know when, because it has other kind of restrictions about permissions, about security, about accessibility. And this is something we are moving to. But the book, but of course, we want to preserve the festival as one of them, because we can go as an independent project, looking forward the things sometimes we are not expecting that is the next, but yeah.
Well, I have the mic, so I'm going to ask a question. Javier, thanks so much. That was fantastic. I'm really enjoyed seeing it. I'm also quite jealous of my peers who've been able to participate and see that in person, because I would love to experience a lot of those projects myself. I guess I have a question that's sort of, I can't help but sort of filter the festival through maybe kind of things I'm seeing here in the States in terms of like the relationship with an audience and like the buy-in to what design can do. That's something that I personally, there's a struggle with that. Like what is the potential for design and how do we rethink the built environment? And it was super clear in terms of how people are engaging and enjoying and rethinking very familiar spaces in different ways. And I'm curious, and you mentioned a little bit with like the Make It Rain project. I'm kind of curious of how potentially in your relationship with the city and the public and the people you know there, how it has been a sort of demonstration and like examples for people to sort of learn and appreciate the potential for design, and has it catalyzed things like a permanent, like the Make It Rain sounds like that's catalyzed a sort of permanent project from that, or like spaces like we never did anything with this rooftop, now we're turning that into, you know, whatever. I'm curious about how that's sort of allowed people to kind of buy into things by seeing so many quick temporary things that have really been, I think, provocative for, I would imagine.
No, the power is there, like this kind of connection at the end. If the people are not coming, are not related to the project, we are not going on doing the festival. So it's clear that that connection makes the sense for the project. So at the beginning, we displayed 7 projects on the streets. So you can imagine that this story was real about the mayor. It was not a fake thing. And we went there and we say, we are going to do 7 things or 10, depending on the money in that moment, to display things on real places, and let's see what happened. Because sometimes you protect yourself before doing something. Like, they are not going to understand. It's not going to happen. It's going to be destroyed, whatever. All the bad things are coming all together, coming from different people, in different voices. So you should think on the people as an adult. And when you do that, thinking that people are adult, can understand the things you are doing, can understand what is behind the first thing you see, is the way we build this good relation in between us and the people. It's a confidence relationship we have now, and it's the way we can go further, take new risks, and explore new things. Of course, the cities are like this, but can be like this, or like this. And this is something important. Repeat some of the places is not about changing the Espartero. It's about thinking about when we do a new monument, why we are repeating itself as the 19th century. Why we are not thinking in other ways to design. What's the power of architecture and design to explore these kind of connections in between people? Why these practices are not a new business for many new studios, for example, maybe yours, because maybe it's not need to build new buildings or build new universities. Maybe you have to build new ways or new small elements that makes this kind of connections. I think it's a new place where maybe there are more and more business from now, because I feel people are demanding this kind of things. No, it's because they explore, they understand by themselves. They broke some borders about our common life, because everybody is going to the same restaurants or the same gyms. You are looking others. If you are here, you only see those people, and the other people, you are not looking to them. And these kind of places broke those limits, and it's important to more and more, as you can see, how is the world.
I think that relates back to also my question, and I guess this exercise, or the fact that you guys are repeating it every year, and being also a smaller city, you're creating like a new festivity, right?
Yeah, it's a fiesta.
Right, and I think that that's something that 2 of our colleagues are really interested about discussing with you. But relative to how the public reacts to that, it's something that eventually becomes quotidian. Like now in the 10th version, like it's now expected to happen. And I'm assuming that the people, the citizens of Logroño, are getting used to seeing these weird interventions, or they're expecting them. They know like, oh, during the summer, this fountain will be completely transformed, right? And I think that helps with when you're doing something for the first time in a random place. It's harder to assume, I guess, that people will engage with it, but I guess it's easier once it becomes every year.
Yeah, because it's not, of course, it's a pop-up, but it's coming and it's like Christmas time. Yeah. Like you are forgetting it, appear again. Like you are forgetting, you remember the last dinner last year, like, whoa, I'm not going to my parents because it's boring or whatever. So, and you can remember everything, no? It's because you are forgetting it and it appears again. So this rhythm of this kind of makes something common for the people. Because of that, we don't want to do a biennial or whatever, these kind of things, because this kind of events are working with professionals, or they try to. But yeah, because it's a different public. Yeah.
Thank you so much. No, I have actually a silly question. I'm wondering if you ever thought about not doing Concéntrico for 1 year and see if people from Logroño would self-initiate it. Because I feel that this kind of ritualization that has been, in a way, staged every year is again a festivity, and probably, like, I don't know, maybe somebody will take over. Like, if there's not the priest organizing the feast of the saint, maybe there will be somebody in the community taking over. Have you ever thought of this?
Yeah, we talk about that.
You thought about it? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, because when we finished the 10th edition, it was in 2024, we did a meeting in between all the team. The team it's easy the way we did it. I started the project and they were volunteers, and now we are friends, and it's like family. So we went all together to my village. It's in La Rioja, to my parents' home. Like we did like a camping day, or no, 2 days all together, to decide what to do. Like we can stop doing the festival, go on, or let's see. We decided to go on and make less installations, but we didn't. We did more than the year before. So yeah, but let's see. Yeah, so no, maybe this, as we knew that we won the grant to do the book, we needed to do this year the festival, yeah, and we wanted to change, but in a slow way. We wanted to add new things and see how they work, and do it like maybe if the climate island is working, and after that this new tent or this new make it rain for the museum, we can explore those things and do less installation. So we are trying to see, but not radical. This is not, I'm not doing in a radical way this thing. So I want to not disappear, because sometime, for example, this year, the diversity department of the town, of the city, called us to make a competition with them. It was part of this last edition, because they wanted to explore this a place with those rules about diversity, and we built a garden in an area to work with the kids or with the children in the area, because it's it was a problem for them. So yeah, we like this kind of new things coming. Like people are calling us and saying, we need this, we need that, and go further from there.
Yeah, I also have another question, which is a more serious one. I mean, I'm not sure that people here know that, but Concéntrico kind of initiated a lot of career in Spain. Like some people really started building their first buildings, their first installation through Concéntrico, and then their careers kind of started. And yeah, it was so interesting seeing that across the years, the participation of more established office start taking over. And I'm wondering, what does it tell us? Do you think it's is a moment in which ephemeral architecture perhaps is giving architects more freedom to either prototype or test new ideas? Why do you think there is this kind of renewed interest also from people that are more established on ephemeral?
I feel that to explain you how the festival works, we open each year 3 or 4 competitions worldwide. All the people can participate, students, not students, whatever. There are no rules for that. So these are really good place where we identify new practices, new ways to work, new people who we don't know, because it's impossible to know who are everywhere. So yeah, this is really good for us. And from there, we maybe did the best projects of the festival sometimes. We are from those competitions, because at the end, there are many good solutions for the problems we try to identify. And what I think from your question, it's that maybe when we started doing the festival in 2015, there were not so many people interested in these kind of things. Like the practice was more related with earn money and do buildings or whatever, renew store, and there are more and more studios practices thinking in this kind of social topics or social things around cities, and not only the new ones. The bigger one, the biggest one, they have sometimes 2 practices. One where they take the money from, and another where they innovate. Yeah, of course, it's impossible to innovate, earn money, be perfect. No, so sometimes all it's not in the same box. No? So you have to explore different practices or different clients or different places, no? Because this is something make you grow and explore different things. But I feel that the climate change, the topics as mobility, all those things are in a real way related to build things, to do architecture, to do design. So because of that, it's impossible to not to be connected to that. No? In some ways, there is a real problem. So I see that when we open the competitions and others, many people are thinking in this way. Many are more and more related to those ideas. So I feel that there is a new business. I think that. Yeah.
Thank you so much for the presentation. It's amazing to see the collection of work. And my comment and question is kind of related to what everybody's talking about. What stuck with me with the presentation is that behind this kind of facade of joy and playfulness, I think there is a very serious intention of being radical and generating change through these small interventions, and kind of encouraging the people to have a say about our public space and not kind of keep it secluded to only architects talking about architecture.
Yeah.
So my question to you is about, do you imagine this festival maybe opening up to other disciplines that want to design something for the public space, or cross collaborations between disciplines? Like, what if we design something with a team of sociologists as well, or artists, and kind of find a way to increase kind of this horizontality of the conversation with other disciplines as much as the local people?
Yeah, no, we did it. For example, many of the participants are artists that create thinking in cities, but not with our point of view. So it's really good for us to push a bit out from architects sometime, no? from that. And of course, some of the projects are done with a group of professionals like psychologists, ornithologists, many different group of people related with landscape, of course. So, and this is clear in this tour of presentation. We did one stop in Madrid in a festival named Festival de las Ideas. It's like so it's about thinking, and in that place where it was crowd of people, but really interesting people who are interested in cities, because cities is the place where the people are living, and this problematic situation we have could be changed in some way through architecture. So that was a really nice stop of the tour, because we identified this kind of connections with many people, no? With many other kind of professionals and things like that. So yeah, we did in some of the projects you saw with this, for example, it's really nice when we work with teachers. Wow, because the teacher has a real power. Teachers not for architects, teachers for like you, teachers for the real society. No, because, for example, when we sent to this school, it was for kids. It was a first level school, and of course we try to move through different strategies to make the connection with this kind of schools. And sometimes we put the architect in the school and he worked directly with them. Others, like this project by Estudios Osidiana, they did a really nice PDF with all the references about the castles of Logroño, the walls of La Rioja, and many things around the shape of this, as you see on the project. And the teachers use that references to build their own methodology with the kids. It was really amazing how they work, how they identify different ways to work with, to take care of that. And of course, they are not architects, because it's impossible to do everything by ourselves. So we have to connect, of course, with many other professionals to identify other people that can be related with the ideas we have.
Thank you, Javier. Fantastic presentation and conversation. I want to maybe open it up to maybe one or two questions. Oh, we have here.
No, yes, behind.
Yeah.
Maybe back to back. So you
guys yeah, thank you for the presentation and the bonus feedback that you gave us for our studio project. I'm really interested in the sort of uncontrollability of a lot of these installations, and I'm curious about what you've seen the public do that was sort of unexpected, that made you rethink how the city works or how the community exists.
It's crazy. There is never knows. For example, when I do an interview before the festival, it's typical question like, which is the best installation of this year? I say, I don't know, because the power is coming from the people, how they use, how they touch, how they move. For example, this year we did this sauna by Leopold Banchini. It was in a roundabout in the middle of the main street of the city. We discussed a lot with Leopold how to make it work, no? Because it was like a sauna, you have to be relaxed, but it was in the middle of the everyday traffic jam around. So imagine, no? It's a crown street of the city. So we decided to, okay, let's see, maybe we add like 10 people each hour to take the bath there or whatever, something like that. No? Let's see if someone is going to book, no? the time for that. No? And suddenly, 3 weeks before the festival, all was sold out. But it was free, but it was sold out, everything. I say, okay, people want to go to the sauna, because it's a sauna, but it's a real fountain. So it's crazy. You don't know how people are going to, maybe it's like, why I'm going there. And if you see the videos, all people, not naked, but Leopold wants people naked, but I say, okay, please, we can put some rules maybe, because we don't know who is coming here. So, and we change all the things by on the real moment, because we need to add more places to use the sauna, and we open till 30, but some people wanted not to swim but to see. So we cut from the hour only 45 minutes, and the last 50 minutes people can go inside, see, and go out like a tour. So imagine how, because people was expecting like, why people are here like naked, like seeing the cars from inside. So imagine, it's crazy. We don't know. We were like not expecting so many people. So it's some days you never know how it's going, how it's coming alive. Because at the end you build huge things, but this kind of people, this relationship with others, or for example, it was really nice, the lunch we did inside the market, because you only can book two seats of that lunch. So it was not possible to meet, to know who was in the table with you. So it was totally different of a real dinner you have with your friend, that you know the others. So it was a place where you can discuss, of course, with wine in the middle. So it was easy to discuss more and more. And yeah, so it was sold out too. So yeah, we are trying in that last edition, maybe some changes we did is to display installations that has a real and clear use. And it's coming from experience, that it's coming from that element. No? For example, we did clay this year to drink wine and through to the earth again, and it was really nice how people reconnect with the ground of the surroundings. So yeah, there are, I don't know if, so yeah, we are always expecting, for example, this small theater we named by Sami Rintala in front of the river. When he sent to me the drawings of that, I say, I don't know if it's going, like it was a small box of wood laid there in the border. I said, maybe nobody understands that, no? Like a bench. You can imagine, it was crowd of people every day. We have people like to see the sunset there, like to take the photo, like there. It was crowd of people. The power of that project is that it was the first moment when they identified that place as a real place to stay. So it's, you can imagine how it's the power of architecture to identify a place where never people sit before. So it's something, at the end, when someone or something works, it's coming from the people.
Well, Javier, you guys definitely have so much fun. That's what is like, what stands out the most is how you are part of that feast that you're creating, and even seeing how excited you are in kind of remembering and telling us all these things that have happened in the festival. And I also experienced it. No, there were some moments of unexpected and out of control activity. I mean,
in your project too.
yes. We're like, okay, there's too much going on. But yeah, I just want to, I have many comments and things to say, but what I think is really, really remarkable and incredible and powerful about Concéntrico is how the kind of, the first image that you showed, that person like being curious about the city. So that kind of curiosity that you bring back to the citizens to rediscover and see the city through a new lens is kind of like, incredibly strong and something that is extremely valuable about these ephemeral architecture festivals like yours, like Concéntrico, that are multiplying and kind of reminding the citizens of the importance of collectivity, right? So anyway, thank you so much, Javier Peña, for joining us and for a fantastic lecture, and thank you for our panelists as well.